Hi guys, I haven't done a watch review in a while, so I wanted to show you this really awesome dive watch from a brand with heritage, an American company, Bulova. And this particular watch is talked about a lot or mentioned a lot on watch reviews, watch channels for good reason. I think it really, uh, fits into a really much needed price tier and customer space where if you're looking at below $500 you're really looking at micro brands, or you're looking at very entry level Seikos and similar huge mega companies and their entry level watches. But when you step up a little bit to the $1,000 category or just below 1,000, you start talking about Tissot and Hamilton, and I think this competes with that in that price tier with the likes of Tissot and Hamilton. For example, the Gentleman, which is a really popular watch that I've had before and I've enjoyed, is the same price retail, 750 I believe, or 775 depending on whether you get it on bracelet. This watch retails for 750 US, and actually this is one of those that's pretty easy to find on the gray market. So you're looking at really under 500, approaching $500. So I think for that money, this was a steal, and that's why I got it. I don't think I would want to pay retail for this watch. It's just not for me. Worth shelling out that much. But this is one of those that's been a really pleasant experience just wearing, and I think that's just the most important thing. I never thought I would get an orange dial, and although on the camera I don't think it's going to capture this particular orange so well. It looks a little, to me on the camera, a little kind of pale or washed out. But in reality, it's a very clear, bright fluorescent orange that just kind of works really nice. And yeah, so the color is good. I think an orange color specifically works really well with dive watches. The reason I liked this particular watch was because of the indices that you can see there, which are totally unique. You don't see this, and I like that this watch has its own design DNA. You can see those raised sort of like glass acrylic cylinder markers. I like the sector marking, and one thing that's also really nice is the handset. It's a little, especially when you look at the hour hand, it's very short. So the handset is really stubby. I actually like that, and I found that it makes the watch much easier to read. It's just less distracting. It just gets to the point, and I like, especially, yeah, looking at that hour hand. It just doesn't take up so much space on the dial. One thing I have mixed feelings about is the date window and the magnifier on there. You can't tell, but the magnifier is actually on the underside of the watch. So you're still gonna get a smooth surface up top, which is nice. But I don't know, the square shape you would think works well because it is the same shape as the date window, but it actually, I think a round magnifier, if they were going to put one in, would have been better because it matches the droplet like indices going around the outside. It's just a little off with that rectangular, you could probably see the outlines of it. Yeah, that rectangular magnifying section. Also, I don't think you even need a magnifier because you can just make the date window a bit larger, like you're seeing it now, and I think that just would have looked cleaner and still been very legible. I like that the Bulova logo is applied. It just makes this classier and doesn't look cheap because of touches like that. And this watch has this kind of cushion case design that is reminiscent of some Seiko dive watches you might have seen. It's a very classic design, but I think this they executed it really well, where it still kind of has its own unique appearance. The case really flows smoothly, like, and I think it's partly because it is a thicker case, coming in just over 14, I believe, millimeters, and that allows them to kind of have more room to, have sloped edges and things like that, and show more of this side profile. And you can see it has a really nice, smooth underside, unadorned, which I like. So yeah, it just works really well for a dive watch, because not only because it's comfortable and with the short lug to lug, but because it reminds me of like a shark fin, as you can probably see. It has this kind of aerodynamic look about it, and it just works perfectly for this watch. Let me get it on wrist and tell you a little more about the watch. So here it is on my 6 3/4 inch, close to 7 inch wrist. You can see it is perfect real estate on my wrist right there. Not too long, not too short. It's a 41 millimeter diver, and yeah, and it looks the part. It's got a nice prominent dome, sapphire crystal. You can see the whole design aesthetic is seamless, and it works together. Now the crown is a little small and hard to grip, but that's kind of annoying. But because of that, it makes it more comfortable, because it doesn't really dig into your hand at all. The bezel, this is where I probably want to see some improvement, because while nice, this is one of those kind of bouncy feeling bezels. For the most part, it lines up, but with my watch, the issue I have is at the 12, it actually doesn't line up perfectly. It's either too little or it goes too much. But it's funny because the other areas do line up, and that's because of inconsistencies in the what's the part? Yeah, underneath. But that's not like a huge thing for me. It's just a tad annoying. It's got a sapphire bezel, which gives it more of the vintage look. Yeah, so just a really great watch. The other negative about the watch, I would say, is the strap. Now, I've changed this out. So the factory strap that it comes with is this very cheap, grippy, sort of like inflexible kind of rubber silicone. So I've changed it out for this smooth tropic from Strap Habit, and yeah, I was actually surprised by the quality of their strap. While being cheap, this is an FKM rubber and looks quality, feels quality, and the smooth look just makes the overall watch more elegant. Yeah, I would not, if you're gonna buy this watch, think about getting a new, just expect to get a new strap. I would not wear it on the factory strap. It's just so hard to put on because the rubber gets stuck and just doesn't look as good, and all that, right? You can easily replace that. So anyway, yeah, here's the watch for you. What do you guys think? Orange, you have to like orange watches. It's got a really nice pop. This is the Bulova Devil Diver or Oceanographer. So yeah, hope you guys found the review useful, and I'll see you in the next reviews. Bye.